Hi, y'all. I'm here in my grow tent and I'm going to show you how my seedlings are doing. And I am growing them for over 100 container garden. Okay. So you guys, here they go. And I'm going to show you how they doing. And I'm still in the process of planting more. So I'm not done. Okay, because I am going to be having a plant sale, I think. Okay, all right, so here we go. I will be having an up pot. My sister did it for me last year. I don't think she's gonna be able to do it this year, but I have to up pot some things because um I just need to do that for the sale. Okay. Those are all my different kinds of tomatoes over here. And then over here, mostly this is herbs. Um, that back row over there got some peppers back there, I believe. And then over here, I think these are tomatoes. And this stuff here, that's some dill down there. No, I don't think that's dill. Yeah, that's dill. Um, This stuff is not all where it would normally be because I put it here so you guys can see it in a place that's easy to look at it. But when I finish planting my other seedlings, they'll be moving in here. But I took these off of my grow shelf. I'll show you that in a minute. Because right here, I'm using this as my surface for watering my stuff in here. This thing. I found a desk that I had in the basement. That's it. You can see, and it's very nice. Somebody handmade it. You could tell it was made by hand and made very well, sturdy. And I brought it for upstairs, and I using this in here. You remember I had those tables in here with the watermelon tablecloth on it, and I got rid of that. Okay, now let's go over to this side. All right. Now these are mostly peppers over here. And all this stuff came off of the big shelf. Now these peppers I moved over here yesterday. They're going to stay there. But this other stuff I moved so you can see it, because it was up high and you wouldn't be able to see that. So if some of the lights look off to you, that's because this is not where this was really growing. So that's what I have over there. All right. And then this is right across from it. I'm going to show you as much as I can because this is kind of how it, well, it is how it looks for now. Okay. Let's look at the other shelf. Now, this is my other shelf in my grow room. That was my grow tent. That grow tent I close up at night and I cut the lights out. And I'm trying to group stuff on the shelves where they belong. So, like these here are germinating. I'm waiting for them to germinate. They're on the heat mat and I'm waiting on them to go. So I can, but so right now I leave the light on them. Now up here, this is some more of those. I leave the light on these over here. Back there you can see one. I leave the light on these. And let me get this back on this heat mat better. I'm doing this late with the sweet potato because I was going to buy some, that when I got there from the grocery store, organic, but I was going to buy some slips. But when I saw they wanted $16 for shipping, I said, ain't no way. So I didn't get them. And this is the other level. I'm trying to make sure I can show you in here. It's kind of difficult to show, but right in here, these are tomato plants. Over here, these are okra. All of these are okra in here. And I'll show you the other side because I can't show the whole side right now. And I'll show you the other side when I get over there. Okay, these are tomato plants in here. And I think yeah, all tomatoes. And then up here, you can't see in there because that's where I moved them other ones from off of this shelf because you wouldn't be able to see the seedlings very well. And as you can see, I'm using tape, duct tape, everything, trying to save money on growing these seeds. You know, you don't want your garden to cost you $1 million, okay? Let's look on the other side. Okay, now this is down here on the bottom of this side. And there's another sweet potato over here. And that's on a heat mat, partly. It's sharing it with something else. So when that other thing germinates, I will move that totally on that heat mat. All right. And then here, these are, let's see, what is that? Oh, these are peppers in here too. And I see right in here, I don't know if you can see that with my finger. I'm putting my finger there. There's one that doesn't germinate. Looks like I got two in there. So what I do once they germinate, I take them off of this heat mat and take that plastic off of them. Okay, so I see I have another one over here, and I'll do the same thing with that. So that's how I do that. Now, this is the other side, still on this opposite side of that shelf. And I'm trying to show you as best I can what's growing in here. It's difficult to film. But these are tomato plants in here. And they all germinated at different times. Some are bigger than others. Same thing with everything. These are okra plants here. All okra. And that one over there is tomatoes in there, tomato plants. Over here, this is, as you can see, okra. And that one there is the spoon tomatoes. I planted, let me see, let me look at that. Yeah, I planted 3 seeds in here, and I don't need 3, but all 3 of them came up. And some of them, no, so I'm gonna, you know, take them and separate them. We're in upstate New York, and our growing zone is 6B. And here in upstate New York, we usually plant around Memorial Day weekend safely, okay? But however, with things changing so much, you can usually plant a little earlier if you want to. But I usually kind of try to stick as close to that as possible because I'm not one of these people that want to run out there and go to covering stuff. When you have over a 100 container garden, that's impossible. So, for me, maybe somebody else could do it if they had a crew. Yeah, so I'm trying not to blind you over there. So that's what's going on in here. And let me take you to another part and show you something else. Hi, y'all. I wrote down a few notes because I don't want to forget any of the stuff that I want to tell you about, because I want to share with you how I do this, because there are a lot of new subscribers and a lot of people that tell me that they new gardeners, they're intimidated by gardening, and I want to be able to help you grow food, because more than ever you need to be growing food. Okay, I don't care if you're in an apartment, I don't care if you only have a small little balcony area. If you do something inside, you know, try to grow something. You can grow something, okay? Because something could keep you alive if the food was so high and you couldn't get any, okay? You couldn't afford it, okay? So now, and think about plant-based, protein that you're going to, some plants have that. Think about growing some of those, because if you can't get the meat, think about how you can grow things that will help you, okay, survive. All right. So now I'm sitting here and I got this little note here. And one thing I didn't mention to new people, new gardeners, my two-layer system that I grow with, so I don't have to worry about my plants not getting nutrition, and they can stay in the container that they're in. I always use that system. It works for me. I have a video on that. I will link it at the end, okay, so you can see that. And with that system, you will have 0 fungus gnats, okay? If you look around this room, you see me sitting here, there are no fungus gnats in here. I can't stand them. So I use that system. I have the information in there that you, if you wanted to try that for yourself. I did try the hot water system, pouring that in there. It didn't work for me. I still had some fungus gnats. I don't want any. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to mention to you. The other thing is, I use a calendar. I don't go every year and buy a calendar and, fill out a little journal. I just don't have time, y'all. I'm the chief cook and bottle washer. I don't have time for all those things. I try to think about how efficient, one of my degrees is in business, and in business it's about efficiency. Okay, so I try to make things efficient as I can. Now, here's the calendar. It's old. This calendar is, let me see if I can put it on it, 2023. In 2023, I wrote stuff on this calendar when I planted it and what I planted, okay, on this calendar. I don't need to get another calendar for me, okay? Because all I got to do is look on here. The dates may be a little off, but they're basically the same stuff in the month, around that time that I planted. So I just look on this old calendar and see what did I plant when and how late did I plant it. And I go by that. If I add something new, it's probably something I'm already growing. If I'm growing some new, unique thing that I didn't grow before, then I will take that and add that to this old calendar around the time that I planted. So that's what I do to save time and money. I'm all about saving time and money, okay? So that's one thing that I want to talk about. I'm looking at my list again. Also, when I go in here and show you my seeds, I'll talk to you about that. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to show y'all in the other area. So hang in there, because I'm teaching you, I'm showing you, if you need this information, use it. If you don't need this information, don't worry about it. Okay? Use what you can use. If you disagree with something I'm saying, that's okay. There's a lot of different ways of doing things, okay? So let's go into this other area and look at that stuff. Okay, y'all, I'm here in the living room, and this is my living room cocktail table. And these are seeds on here. Doesn't mean I'm going to plant everything on here, but I've grouped them together, things that I would like to plant. And some things are not all going to be planted at the same time. Some things are going to be planted later, okay? Like over here, I have flowers. And that's these 3 right here are flowers. And these are all flowers that I would like to be planting. And as you can see, I do save seeds. That's another thing. Save seeds. These are some sunflower seeds, mammoth sunflower seeds that I saved. And I'm going to be planting those, okay? So I just wanted you to know that. I save seeds. So although you see all these packages up here with seeds that were bought, I save seeds also. But it's just that before I started saving seeds, I had other seeds. So I've reached down and got all my old seeds, and that's why you see so many of them, because I want to try to get rid of these seeds and plant them instead of letting them go bad. So if I plant these seeds, my system is like this. I plant the seed. If it doesn't come up, when the other ones come up, I plant it again. I write on my container a 2. When I write that 2 on there, that lets me know you replanted this. If it doesn't come up after that, then I go ahead on this little piece of paper, the seeds that I saved, that I put out, planted, I put on here, don't throw it out. Okay? So that's what I do on that. These here are just the same kind of things. If they beans, if they carrots, if they cucumbers, flowers, different cabbages, beets, lettuce seeds. I think that's lettuce. No, that's Swiss chard. Broccoli. See, I don't usually put this out because even if I put it out, our weather is so bad, I don't know that it'll be able to survive or I'll get anything. Okay, so broccoli and cauliflower, I like those things, but I have to be mindful of my weather. Okay, and these are mustards and radishes. Y'all, I've just got up, so my mind is not working 100%. There's some more greens here, some greens, collards, and some turnip. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But in there. Okay, and this whole bag is peas that I plan on just trying to plant a lot of them out there. And just see, can I get any in that cattle panel pot garden where I usually put my beans growing on that trellis. Okay, so I'm going to try to put all peas in there. But right now, this weather is all over the place. 40s, 50s, 60s, a couple of days in the 70s, some 30 days, dropping down cold at night. Okay, so over here, this here area right here is things that I've planted already. Okay, so I've planted tomatoes, I've planted okra, I've planted peppers, and as you can see, these are some of my seeds of peppers that I saved the seeds. I planted eggplant, and I planted herbs. So those are planted things. I got an area down, I'm going to show you in the basement, where I'm doing my seed starting stuff, because I have to have some, I can't have my house too messed up. Okay, so that's how I do. I hope I didn't forget anything that I wanted to tell you about the seeds and my system. And that works for me. It's easy for me to do it like that, okay? And when I keep those seeds out, like these over here that I showed you, those that I showed you that I planted, if something I need to write or know about those seeds, once they get planted, I can come back in here and I can look in there and see, oh, these are the tomatoes you planted. Oh, this is the okra you planted. Okay, and I'm just trying to do it like that. Okay, now I can make this mess in here like this, and I can live with this. It's a neat mess, but that's organized. I'll put it like that. It's neat and it's organized. Okay, all right, so we're going to go and look at the other area. Okay, y'all, I'm in here. I'm at this little area that I set up in the basement. It's cramped, but it works for me. I have here, now these are all little containers. I have taken these containers. I have made how many I'm going to plant of the thing, and I wrote on here what the thing is, and I got that all ready to go. I put these little round circles in the bottom that I made in the bottom of this pot, so that all that dirt don't come out, okay? So that's what I have here on this tray, and this is how I do it, to show you what I'm doing here. And I grab this and put it up on this table, and then I just start putting my soil in there, my 2-layer system. Okay, over here, these are labels that I have repurposed. I've cleaned them off. I did a short on that, how you do that. And if you want to, you can check that out, how you can save your labels and you can clean them off and you don't have to keep buying them. You can do it probably a couple of times and then you probably have to buy some more. But, you know, I grow a lot and I need to be saving money. Okay, so this is the table. I'm trying to show it to you without having to show the whole basement. Okay, so this is the table, my little chair I got sitting there. And this here is my soil. And then this here is my seed starting mix. And I probably have to moisten those up. And up here I have some more of the soil waiting that I have prepared, waiting for me to use. I got my seeds that I'm going to be putting in. I have a mass here. I got my marker that I use to put that on. And also I wanted to show you this. I have, I put down, this is something I wrote down of things I like to plant. I wrote it down a long time ago. I don't have to keep writing it down. I just keep this piece of paper. How many tomato plants I want, how many okra plants. I always plant way more than this, okay? But this is the bare minimum of things that I would like to have. If I had to cut back, I would want that many, okay? So I just sit right here and start with my containers going. This soil here, I have added to it. It's kind of dried out because I'm coming down here today and start, you know, mixing some more up, you know, planting some more seeds. Let me put it like that, okay? So I take this one, like this one up here that's ready and waiting. It's already been done, and this one already been done. But what I put in them, I put some bone meal in there, and I put some blood meal in there. And that's what I put. And I don't be dumping a whole lot, like, I don't use a whole lot. I think I see people, they use way too much stuff. I don't need that much. And you see my garden, my stuff comes out fine. I don't use all that much. I don't measure it. I take like, put my hand in there, get some in my hand, sprinkle it on top of there, stick my hand in there, get some in my hand, sprinkle it on top of there. And that's how I do it. 2 of the bone meal, 2 of the blood meal. And it don't have to be heaping, running over. It's just a handful and sprinkle it all over and then mix it in good. That's what I do. Okay, I want to show you one other thing. All right, hold on. Okay, y'all, it's one thing I just realized that I did not talk about, and that is watering. Now, it's very important to not overwater your seedlings. Now, what I do when I start out, I make sure that my soil and my seed starting mix is moist. I should be able to do it like that and it stay like that, but not a hard ball, but you know, it hold together. And it has moisture in it, that it's not dried out to begin with. And even if you had a little more water in it in the beginning, it's not going to hurt anything. But it will later on if you do that, okay? So watering is essential to not overwater. Do not let your seedlings dry out. If you look on there and you can tell with that soil or that seed starting mix looking like it need water, water it. So I start out with it very moist initially, and then I have a spray bottle and I spray. When I first plant those things, like my tomato plants, I sprayed 3 times. That day, 3 times I sprayed them because I didn't want my stuff to dry out. Spray bottle, spray to make sure that my stuff did not dry out on me. And you saw how many tomatoes I have growing here, okay? And I do that with all of my things. Now, when they come up, Since I use my seed starting procedure, I don't have to worry about fungus gnats or diseases. Okay. So I can water overhead. So once they come up, like my tomato plants, I got a little thing, and it has a little pour on it, and I just go in, not directly on the plant, but I go in and water overhead with it. I know you can do that water everybody recommends. I used to do that a long time ago, bottom watering. And I used to do bottom watering with the not to have the fungus gnats. But now that I got my system worked out and I know that I don't have any some fungus gnats at all, I don't have to worry about that. I do the overhead watering, and I control. Use something that you can control that water where you ain't dumping a whole bunch in there. So this little thing that I use is a little plastic container I use, and it's got a spout on it, and I just use that to pour around, and that's how I water. I take each one of my little things like you see back there, put it on my little desk right there, take that little thing and go around and water if it needs it. Some may need it and some may not. And some I will missed. Say, for instance, there's one in there that it didn't come up yet. But there's some other ones in there that they came up. Okay, the ones that came up, I could water with the little pour thing. The ones that didn't come up, I'm going to miss. Okay, so be careful with your watering, and be on top of your seedlings. Be on top of them. This is a commitment. It's some work. It's not easy. You got to spend time every day. They like little babies. And you got to take care of them little babies. Okay, y'all, let's go on to the next thing. Okay, this is the last thing I wanted to show you. Get yourself, my beginner gardeners, you know who I'm talking to. Get yourself some good gardening books. You can check them out at the library if you can't afford to go buy or don't want to go buy. Just get them out of the library. These are books that I own, okay? And I recommend I recommend these books, but I also recommend when you check out books, see the ones that you like that apply to you, and then you go ahead and get you some good reference books, okay? Now, this is a book here that I've had for years and years, and I use different things in here, and I love this book, okay? The Joy of Gardening, okay? That's one book that I will definitely say is worth getting. It's an older book. Just check it out at the library, okay? It's got everything in it. Everything in there about growing and how he did it and how he grows in a backyard garden. Over here, Grow a Little Tree. I have some fruit trees out there. I've started reading this book and going into it. I have not tried anything in it yet, but I bought myself a reference book on fruit trees because I have fruit trees, okay? And I recommend you do that. So if you want to try this book, I've seen people on YouTube recommend it, okay? This is a book that I really love, and the Regenerative Grower's Guide to Garden Amendments. I really love this book. Okay, I did a video on this. It's in my live stream. It talks about soil amendments. This book is dealing with that type of thing, and that is so important when you growing in the ground. And to me, I'm growing in containers. I really need to know all this stuff, okay? And it's helping me. I'm using some of this stuff in this book. This book here on saving seeds. You don't know how to save seeds? You never saved seeds before? Start saving some seeds. This book is called Seed to Seed. And it has, let me see if I can turn this pages on here. See, it's got different pictures, and it tells you about you just look in there and find the thing that you want to try to save seeds for. It don't have a lot of, it's not about the pictures, it's about the saving the seeds, okay? And so just give it a try, library. Try the library. The name of the book is Seed to Seed. I have used some stuff in here because one time I had leeks, and the leeks, I didn't know what to do with them because I overwintered the leeks, and I thought I would just have the leeks and use them. But then the leeks started flowering. And so I went to this book to see, okay, how do I save these seeds? What do I need to do? Also, I've used it for different greens. Um, so I recommend this book also. But pick you out some books, because you pick out the ones you want that you think gonna work for you. And the library is a good source to try something, so you won't get something and say, oh, I don't like this won't be helpful to me, because we got to save our money. So you want to make sure that it's something that you can use. Okay. All right, so that's all I wanted to do, y'all. I know the video might be kind of long. I'm not sure how much I got here, but this is for my new people, and I hope the new people stayed in here and listened to what I'm saying, okay? And I really, really thank all of you guys. I love you, and I thank you so much for watching my channel. The people who subscribe to my channel, thank you. The people who come and look at my channel, not subscribe, thank you. The new people that come, you're such a blessing, and I'm blessed to be able to help you in any way I can. I thank all of you guys, and thank you if you stayed to the end of this video. I can't hardly talk. I ain't had no coffee, no tea, nothing. Okay, so love you guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.